Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so that you don't miss any new uploads. I want to get right to this. So the PlayStation Plus Essentials is essentially the benefit that PlayStation Plus members are getting right now, such as 2 monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for saved games, online multiplayer access, and there are no changes for existing PlayStation Plus members in this tier that is $9.99 a month. Next up is PlayStation Plus Extra. The benefits of that are all of the benefits from the essential tier that I just mentioned and a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from PlayStation Studios catalogs and third-party partners. Games in the extra tier are downloadable natively for play. The price of that is $14.99 a month, and the PlayStation Plus Premier tier provides all of the benefits from the Essentials and the Extras tier that I just mentioned and adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming, a catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and PSP generations, cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PS2, PSP, and PS4 games are offered in the extras and premium tier markets, and timed limited game trials will also be available in the tier so customers can try selected games before they buy them. Now this tier is the one that interests me the most because you're going to get PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PSP games, both downloadable natively to play and streamed if you want to stream them. The only legacy software that you have to stream no matter what is PlayStation 3. They weren't able to get that working natively on the console, but think about all of the PlayStation 1 games and those PlayStation 2 classic games, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the PSP library, all accessible, and be able to play those games natively. Download them to your console and play them. That is absolutely incredible value, and that's very, very exciting for legacy PlayStation and retro gaming in general. They did mention that day and date is something that they're not going to do because they're finding great success with spending a lot of money, investing a lot of money in their first party studios and creating really great content that's selling incredibly well. I mean, they're selling between 12 and 25 million copies just on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and including the PC now. They're selling a lot and they're making a lot, and they're talking about taking all of that money that they're making at $60 or $70 a pop and then reinvesting it in their own first party studios to create really compelling content. They talk about not being able to do that if they're throwing those games in their day and date and they only got around 25 to 30 million subscribers. They're just not going to make the same amount of money. They're not going to have the same amount of money to then reinvest in their first party studios, and the quality of their creativity, the quality of those games from those first party studios is going to suffer. Now, I don't think anybody could argue the fact that objectively Sony's first party offerings have been miles better than anything from Xbox first party studios lately. Nobody's questioning the ability of Insomniac to create something incredible in Wolverine based on their past. Nobody's questioning, Spider-Man 2. Nobody's questioning The Last of Us 2's quality. Nobody's questioning Sony Santa Monica and their ability to create a great sequel to the already great game that they created in God of War. And Sony's saying that the amount of money that they're putting into these games is a risk and an investment in their own creativity and in their own future. And they need those games to sell incredibly well because the money that they get from offering them to consumers at $60 or $70 outweighs any money that they can get by putting them in a subscription service, unless they had around 150 million subscribers and they want to continue to set the bar quality-wise. Now, here's the trick. Even though Microsoft can say day and date, and you may think that that is a differentiating factor and that makes Game Pass better, they still have to release quality content. Microsoft still has to prove that Sony saying that those games can exist day and date in their service is a lie. And the way that they can do that is by creating something brand new first-party content that objectively stands toe-to-toe with what Sony is saying cannot be created with a subscription service day and date in mind. If Microsoft does that, if Starfield comes out, if Perfect Dark comes out, if Fable comes out, and objectively, I'm not talking about, well, you like them, so that means they're just as good as, say, Last of Us 2, God of War, Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, or whatever else Sony has cooking in the oven. It has to be objectively on par with Sony's first-party studios, and then the mantra of we can't put these games day and date in a service is untrue. Until that happens, and I want you to listen, this isn't a fanboy thing, this isn't a console war thing. Until that happens, then Game Pass is not going to be a competitor to whatever Sony has. They're not competing with each other anyway. But if Microsoft wants to make it clear that subscription services can offer day and date content that is just as good, just as polished as God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us, Uncharted, everything that Sony is going to create or will create in the future by reinvesting in their first-party studios. If Microsoft can create that kind of content and put it in that service day and date, then Sony has to follow suit. Now, Jim Ryan did say they're not doing that, but he also very quickly said things can change. No one knows. The industry stops and pivots on a dime, so the future is unclear. But I do think that all of the eggs in the Game Pass basket when it comes to first party, Microsoft still has to prove that quality can exist, can be created from the ground up in a subscription service with 25 to 30 million subscribers. As always, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.